in the spiritual community, especially in Southern California, there's a lot of people who are tapping into altered states of consciousness through psychedelics as well as sacred plant medicine ceremonies, which do come from, indigenous cultures and Native American traditions. And many people, including myself, have had very powerful experiences that have transformed how we navigate reality.
Oh, yeah.
And
plant medicines.
I was curious if you could speak into whether you feel that using a tool such as a plant medicine is useful, even when, really the transformation has to come from the inside out versus the outside in.
Okay, anybody want to vote? Anyone want to guess what he's going to say? Any like just, I don't know. Maybe she's like who is this? Sadhguru? Maybe she's a Sadhguru fan and she asked it in a special different way than it's already been asked millions of times. Maybe he'll give a different answer. I'm skeptical here. Do you think that alcohol and weed, and the question is even a little bit, the title of the video is very much not in line with the question that she asked. So a bit misleading here. Can alcohol and weed be used to transform yourself? That wasn't the question at all. Sneaky, sneaky, Sadhguru, sneaky, sneaky. Okay, but that's okay. That's fine. All right. The question is those sacred plant medicines that have been cultivated as tools and technologies by indigenous peoples, the natives, the natives, because we love them because they're native and everything they did was correct for some reason. They've had plants and stuff, and plants are great. And these are great. The fourth world, exactly. The fourth world has cultivated this beautiful technology for getting us to higher states of consciousness. And millions of billions of people across the planet have used all these drugs, and maybe 3 of them have gotten to anything that was useful in actual spiritual progression. What a, hard-hitting question, tough question to answer here. Let's find out what he says.
You heard of people escaping from prisons, Shawshank Redemption, like that?
Shawshank Redemption?
Spoon, eating spoon. With that, they dug a tunnel. Please do one thing. I'll give you a spade. Dig a 50-meter tunnel in this garden, which is soft and nice soil. Try and see. You will see everything in you will break. Bones will break by the time you dig 50-meter tunnel. But somebody digs it with a spoon. Because his longing for freedom is such, trapped in the prison. With a spoon. How many people have done this? A lot of people have done it, not one guy. So,
how many?
When you become desperate for freedom, you can do many things.
True.
A few success stories of a guy digging a tunnel.
He wants you to really understand the point, all right? So he's yelling it, top of his lungs, giving you this deep wisdom.
With spoon you heard. But you've not heard of those thousands of people who tried the spoon and all they got their hands damaged and stayed in the prison and died in the prison.
It is a little weird how like he's not even close to anybody, right? It's like, who is he talking to? Like, to be so quiet. It's so weird. It's a little strange. But I guess he's at ease, He's not in his guru clothing, right? So it's because of Corona. He's not in his guru clothing, so he doesn't have that presence of it. He's a more like inauspicious. Is that the right way? I can't remember if auspicious is good or inauspicious is good. Anyway, inconspicuous is a better word. How can he wear a beard with that mask? I can't wear a beard with this mask, isn't it? Okay, all right, I apologize.
You've not heard about those guys, isn't it? Hello? Nobody makes a movie about them, I'm saying. One success story, we are seeing it. So could it have happened that somebody smoked something, somebody popped something and they burst into some kind of experience?
Yes.
Very much possible.
Very possible, very much.
Is that the way to do it as a standard? Absolutely not.
No.
It could have happened that somebody attained to something.
Surprising that he's telling us not to use drugs.
Through
Please don't use drugs.
some influence from anything. It could be a chemical.
The heck, did the audio just change? What's going on?
It could have happened that somebody attained to something through some influence from anything. It could be a chemical, it could be a plant.
That feels so weird, right? Like we had the perspective, we could hear like birds and stuff. I don't know, it sounded like we were out in space, but then we just like, and we're like in front of him, like, hey, what's up, Sadhguru? You're talking directly to me. It's so weird. But
It could be alcohol, it could be anything. Somebody in some way broke some limitation and something happened which was transforming. Very much possible.
yes, yes.
But if you try that as the standard practice, most people will only end up as addicts. They will not end up realized.
A lot of addicts or…
Because any external influence is like this. We already went through this. See, experiments have been done and it was found that there are millions of cannabis receptors in your body, in your brain.
Cannabinoid?
So that means the brain is always expecting you dope. Yes.
Yes.
Because it's there in your brain. The receptors are there waiting for cannabis.
Guys, produce the cannabis right now. Produce the dope right now. Just feel the love that's permeating throughout the universe. It's already there. It's true. What he's saying is true. He's saying it in a wacky way, all right? He's saying it in a wacky way, but it's true. You can feel the deep bliss currently, right now. You don't need any drugs. Just feel it. It's an exercise, all right? It might be difficult. Look at my glasses up. It might be difficult to do, all right? It might be difficult to sustain for long periods of time. That's okay. You can do it in little bite-sized bits. Do it right now for a second. And practice doing that. Eventually you'll be able to do it stronger. Eventually you'll be able to get into it a little bit deeper. And eventually it'll go for longer periods of time. And that feeling of bliss might extend throughout your daily life, and you might feel stoned all the time. Yeah, always doped up, huh? Isn't it? It'd be great. It'll be great.
That's why it's legal to.
2 apples. He's going to say that. 2 apples. You bet 2 apples. Yes, he is going to talk about being blind, stoned, right? Can you know that without trying drugs? Oh, with what he does, how does he make that? That's a good question. I've never done drugs, so I don't know if I can't make that comparison. Can he make that comparison? Maybe he has done drugs. I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough one.
No. You are not supposed to go looking for that weed. You're supposed to generate endocannabinoids.
That weed.
Today, we have had these things researched. A group of professors from Rutgers, Indiana University, Harvard University and Florida came together.
Whoa.
Experimenting and investigating and researching this simple practice that we teach as inner engineering. 90 days if you practice, your endocannabinoids are up by 70%. You're always stoned. That's why I'm not showing my eyes to you. Because I'm always stoned. Never touched a substance, but always stoned.
2 apples. 2 apples
So
for you.
people are doing all this variety of work, you don't know all the nonsense I do. Too many things, too much management every day. Over 11 million part-time volunteers to get work done from volunteers, you know. One thing is they're not trained for the job. Another thing is you can't fire them for inefficiency, they're volunteers. They're super enthusiastic, but they don't know a damn thing.
Strong language.
With these people, many complex projects doing means endless management, 24-hour management. People ask Sadhguru, how do you manage from one to another, you just sitting like this? Won't you lose your mind one day? Say, look at my eyes. Do I look like I'm going to lose my mind? I already threw it away a long time ago.
It's already gone, yes.
Because I'm always stoned. These people who are doing a simple practice, if their endocannabinoids are up by 70% in 3 months, mine is up 1,000-fold.
She's always stoned too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but
Is this a… Is he saying something that's actually like demonstrably true, like real? Like, does he mean that? Literally, he has more cannabinoids? I wonder. I'm taking it mostly as an analogy, as like just a, sort of like, we have this stuff endogenous, but I didn't think he actually literally meant he's producing literal cannabis. Yes, he means it. He means it literally. Oh yeah, okay. Wow. We got to remember some of these gurus are a little anti-scientific. I don't know if he's actually proven things, but we can allow for a little bit of looseness maybe sometimes. Just, I don't know, maybe. But we do want to be wary of it if he says things that are like demonstrably provable, that sort of maybe could contradict reality in the scientific way. Maybe you want to not do that. Be careful with that sort of stuff, we'll say.
But to be stoned on your own, self-made,
it's a weird assumption. It's a weird assumption, right? Like, definitely, demonstrably, like, moment to moment, you can be, like, feeling pleasant and having a better time than other people. I agree with that. I think that's good. And if we take it as a metaphor, that's great. But if he's saying literally he has more cannabinoids, we want to be careful with the claims that are scientific claims, or the claims that might contradict science, because, probably not.
Or taking it from a plant or from other chemicals is a very different matter altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Because unless your experience of life is pleasant, you will not dare to climb the peaks of your consciousness. It's very important that always you're blissful. Then only you have enough madness to go to the peak. Otherwise, you're too careful. If you're on cannabinoids which come and go, you can't be on it all the time. I was… these days, I'm being invited to all these under-25 conferences in India. They want me. Because
women.
You can see I'm 25.
Women. We don't know what their chromosome makeup were. These are beautiful, stunning women, all right? Females can just get that out of our vocabulary. Stunning women.
5, right? So, I go to an event in Bengaluru it is now. It's one of those little… the youth are little. They think they're ahead of everybody in the world.
Familiar.
Bangalore city.
Bangalore.
So nearly 15,000 people are there in an outdoor meeting, they're all sitting like you. 15,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
And strong smell of marijuana is all over the place. I said, Sadhguru, you got so much influence in the government, why don't you make marijuana legal? I said, why not? And why just marijuana? Let's go all out. Let's do cocaine legal. Let's do meth legal. Let's do LSD legal. Tell me the list, I'll make everything legal. But why do you want it to be legal? You want to go to the university smoked up? I said, why not? I said, okay, see, we'll take you on a small plane ride, a little plane. And you're waiting, but the pilot comes
Yeah, was this lady a plant? So just ask this question so he can go on a 20-minute, like he's got this locked in, he's got a particular speech specific for this topic? Maybe. Not legal in school, yeah. I mean, he makes weird assumptions, right? People were asking, she said specifically plant medicine, right? She's talking about Native American, she's talking about ayahuasca and like bufo and like, psilocybin. She's talking about that kind of stuff where people have these like mystical experiences and they're cute and all. It's great. That's what she's talking about, and there's a very big difference between that and alcohol and marijuana and doing it while you're at school. Yeah, he's not representing the opposite position very well in his rebuttal here.
smoked up.
Makes it hard to… yeah.
You want to…
Interesting observation here.
Like that. I said, okay, you're not getting it. You need a major surgery. The surgeon comes smoked up. You want to go through the surgery? Oh no. So you understand that in
Immediately
some
when
way
you say-
your faculties are impaired.
Immediately, yes.
Yes? You don't want a surgery, why? Because you know he's not at his best. And you want to go to the university smoked up, you don't want to be at your best. You want to smoke up and sit, that means you don't want to be at your best. Tell me, does life gets enhanced by enhancing your faculties or by diminishing your faculties?
Easy question, easy answer.
Hello?
Hello, answer.
If I can see better, hear better,
Hearing,
smell better, taste
clarity,
better,
better.
touch better, feel better,
Enhancing it's better.
that is when my life is better, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
If I don't know what's happening around me, I'm
He's right,
in a haze.
I agree.
Is my life better?
Absolutely.
So I said, see, from now on, you smoke if you wish, but don't say you're high, just say you're low. Because you're low.
Hello?
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 You are low.
Hey.
At least say you are low.
The examples
Once
are
you say
awful.
I'm low, then you will see you won't like it.
The examples are awful, and I also think that to prescribe, to tell people, to prescribe people to not do drugs is also probably not the best idea. Like, just tell them, teach them how to see clearly, right? Teach them to do the meditation and give them like basic metrics, right? This is how you experience your life a little bit more clearly. There's one form of meditation, just see more clearly. And then a different type of meditation where you like actually just measure how well you are doing this. So you get into some particular states that feel good, and that's your measuring stick. And then like, it'll be very obvious what you do that makes that process difficult. And many people might incline to not do drugs. I feel like that's a better way of going about it so that people can make their own decisions, because obviously it's better for people to make their own decisions. They, internalize it a lot more. And also it might be different for different people. Who knows? Maybe, there are people who claim to have taken these drugs and they feel better and they get some actual wisdom and stuff. So yeah, totally, man. Figure it out for yourself. That's the right answer.
Right now, you think you're low, but you're thinking you're high. It's not going to help. When you're low, you say you're low. You know those alphabets you're using? This is that. When you're low, you say, I'm low.
People don't go to school
Do I
drunk.
like to be low?
True.
No. Then do whatever you want.
Most people don't go to school like after doing 5-MeO either. And that wears off after 5-10 minutes or something ridiculous. He's completely not addressing the actual problem, the issue, the actual
I
question.
can teach you how to be always stoned, but super aware. I can teach you a method. You just have to come and spend a week with me.
1 week?
Just a week.
Easy. Easy.
Huh?
How do you know what marijuana smells like?
I grew up in 60s, man. See, in India… No, I've from the age of 19, for 27 years, I trekked in Himalayas. Last 14 years, I've been trekking in Tibet and Nepal. There are valleys. We walk through valleys where it's this high. You have to wade through marijuana, okay? Nobody bothers to touch it. Some lazy guy in the village will be sitting and smoking. Nobody else bothers about it. It's some live in Himalayas. The Himalayan valleys are like simply a carpet of
Toxic.
marijuana. Literally you're till here. You have to wade through marijuana and go.
Not every smoker is lazy. Toxic.
So how did I know the smell? Come on, don't you know the smell of… do you know the smell of shit? Does it mean to say you've eaten it?
Okay, even more toxic, please, guys. Harsh language, not necessary. We don't need to… Ugh, Jesus, okay? Toxic. Let's not do that, all right? Let's not do that. Toxic. Voice. Toxic. It's kind of square, people, all right? It's difficult for them to say these things. It's difficult for people to understand these things, and saying the swear words isn't going to help. It's not going to make it any better. Do you like good energy? Like, comment, and subscribe for more.